Hey, it's the Foster's After Show on AFTERBUZZ TV. Tonight we're breaking down Season 5, Episode 6, called Welcome to the Jungler, and here to help us do it is Meg DeLacy, who plays Grace. Stay tuned.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AFTERBUZZ TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
Hello. How's everybody doing?
All right.
Great.
How are you?
Good. We got Meg DeLacy in the studio. Welcome.
Hi.
Thanks for joining
Hi.
us. Yes,
What's
this was an exciting episode for Grace as well. I'm glad we have you here for this one.
Yeah, it was messy.
Yeah, a very messy one. We'll talk about that. Let's do some intros first, though. I'm Jeffrey Masters. I tweet from Jeff Masters 1.
I'm Hannah Prichard. I tweet from @thehotshotdude.
I am Jillian Leff. I tweet from @Jillian Leff.
I'm Stephanie Giorgi. I tweet from @Stephanie Giorgi.
Fantastic. If people want to connect with you, where do you tweet from?
Meg DeLacy.
Oh my god, so clever. Wow.
I know.
Wow, that's
I
a
thought
great
of it myself.
start. Okay, we need to start with the big kiss that Brandon walked in on between Grace.
Oh my God,
no, not Grace. Gabe.
No.
Gabe.
And
Gabe and Courtney. I already called them Cabe. No, I'm kidding.
Courtney.
Did we suspect this? I can't
We
remember.
did. We suspected.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
did.
a couple
Oh,
fans had sort of
God.
like hinted. Sarah Fortin, she was on it. She got it. A couple fans told us a couple weeks back that they had read some episode synopsis and it was in there.
You know what? I wouldn't put this past Courtney, clearly. But this is wildly inappropriate for Gabe.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, but he's trying to get over Anna, so I get it. But I'm just
Yeah.
upset because he deserves
I
better.
don't even think he's trying to get over Anna. He's also been with no one. It just sucks that
True.
it's Courtney because she's staying up in his.
Yeah.
I mean, for me, I just hope he's just trying to get it in and he doesn't want more than that. But like, she
Right.
has a kid.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, it's a
So,
lot.
and then he'll end up getting her pregnant, and then that's how Courtney will end up being pregnant again, and she'll be stuck on the show forever. Sorry,
No!
not.
Oh my
Sorry.
God! I know, right? Yeah, right. We're gonna
that
make
could
sure
happen.
Grace is gonna make her leave soon,
Yeah.
I
yeah,
hope so.
I think so.
right?
I think so.
Meg, talk to the writers, please.
No, she's. Yeah.
It was so funny seeing Grace and Courtney at the table with Brandon.
Oh my God, I know.
Just because they like kept your hair the style the same way.
I
and-
know. That was actually an accident.
Oh really?
Yeah, it was an accident. We were like, why do we look the same? Oh wow.
Well, he definitely has a type.
Two
Yeah.
chicks on either side of him. Just chilling.
It like plays into the awkwardness of that scene of like the competition since
Uh-huh.
you do look alike.
It does.
Well, I think that we were trying. I mean, I think Grace really wanted to make friends with Courtney. Just like what Nucci said or what Mike said. Keep your friends close and ex-girlfriends closer.
Yeah.
Which is
So it's kind of smart, and girls are smart like that. So
It was a power move for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
At
she
least-
understood that. And technically, Courtney's older, even though she confuses us a lot. She knew what was up, especially being the ex-girlfriend.
She also
Right.
gave these underage kids wine.
I know. Screw on top.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I know.
right?
I
The
know.
worst.
She's a good planner. Yeah, she planned that out.
Yeah.
Screw top wines are delicious, by the way. She kind of felt bad about it, but I'm telling you, they're upping their game.
It's a true statement.
I'm not arguing, Jillian. Jeez.
I'm not
Are you kidding me?
It loosened everyone up.
Oh my god, my
I feel like
Sauvignon
Grace
Blanc.
needed it.
Oh,
she didn't
for
expect
sure.
For a
I
second.
felt like I needed it watching it.
I
Like
know,
I
it's
even was
stressful.
bothered.
I know.
Oh god. When you were cast on the show, did you know that there would be this singing component to it?
No.
Oh really?
At all, no. No, I mean, music therapy student slash kind of assistant. No, not. I didn't even know I was gonna have to sing. So they didn't even know I could sing either. So it's a good thing that it worked out.
No,
Yeah.
right.
Because I was
Really?
being a little awkward.
Did they just like ask you to do it before they'd ever heard you sing?
Yeah. I mean, I think they just kind of worked it in once they learned that I could sing. Because I think my character was essentially supposed to be just kind of like a music lesson for Brandon.
Right.
Like kind of guiding him back to making music after the whole fallout with Juilliard. So
So did they make you guys into a love interest after they saw your
a
chemistry?
little bit, yeah.
Oh,
interesting.
So they kind of saw it. I think they kind of saw it.
I have to wonder if when they cast somebody like that, if they think if there's chemistry, we can do X, Y, Z. But if not, like it'll be a great 2-episode arc. You know?
Yeah, no, I know. I mean, yeah, because I don't know if you guys noticed, but I wasn't in the last kind of few episodes of season 4, and they moved the whole storyline to season 5
Oh,
because of there's a bunch of rewrites. So they kind of I think they wanted it to kind of start fresh with a type of relationship because it was just a little peck, and that could have like gone anywhere.
Right.
Right.
Absolutely.
But it's kind of cool. It's kind of cool. For shooting that wedding scene, I think that's when it all kind of sparked.
Wait,
So-
whose wedding was it?
It was the vows.
Oh,
right.
yeah,
renewal,
the
yeah.
Annie Potts wedding.
Oh,
I
yeah,
thought
yeah.
you were at that wedding.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't.
As like a little homie, I was like the friend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I did something that day that scares me and just decided to kiss him.
So did you guys not have a
And then she
chemistry
got
read or
locked up
anything?
on the mattress,
No.
remember?
We didn't. Yeah, it was random.
Damn,
It just
that's
happened.
I also just like Grace's character because there's more layers. Like, she was homeschooled, and they keep bringing up the fact that maybe, like, her social cues are a little bit skewed from everybody else.
She's a little quirky.
Yeah.
She's for sure quirky.
She reminds
It's
me of like the
cute.
Luna Lovegood of the group.
Uh-huh.
Oh,
You
I
know?
love that.
I know. I know. She's so innocent and like fragile, but then also kind of fearless at the same time because she just doesn't know.
Or, like,
She doesn't know
handcuffs
what's right.
herself to a bed.
I know.
Dude,
That was my first scene back on the show, and I was like, okay, wow, okay. I haven't seen you guys in a while, and now I'm in like some like little lingerie.
Now they got that from your life, right?
yeah,
story? Okay,
it's my
great.
side job.
Dude, you get the best wardrobe out of all the girls.
I know, and my clothes are so comfortable too.
Man, they give you
So
the best.
comfortable.
Yeah.
It was all about comfort with Grace too, and then she's kind of like flirty now, so they kind of upped it, but they still kept the comfort, and so many sets, everything's so stiff sometimes. So
We're going to see where that goes now that Courtney is getting Brandon all riled up.
yeah.
I'm not pleased.
I like too that she's like the quirky girl. She's kind of out there, but she's not dumb.
Uh-huh.
It would be so
Yeah.
easy to make it like the dumb blonde.
No, no,
That's not
completely.
blonde.
I think she just wants to experience things. She did have a sheltered life, so
Yeah.
she just wants to do everything. And I think her meeting Brandon, just having a little partner to do it with was kind of perfect.
Yeah, of course. Especially because he's young, so it's like you won't have to feel so silly about it. But
Exactly.
he has the maturity to be able to hang out with
Exactly.
you. So there's a nice
Exactly.
balance there.
And it's a refresher too. I mean, I feels like in the show he's always taking care of someone.
right.
Yeah.
So and she's kind of like, I can do it myself because I want to be independent.
Until
Yeah.
she's vomiting.
Yeah, until
Right.
she's vomiting. Yeah, right. But yeah, I know. Get my
and-
hair on my face.
And yet, it was the first time we saw Grace really vulnerable, and it was nice to
yeah,
see.
yeah, I know. I don't think she likes to do that very often.
Yeah, well, same.
And I don't think she gets. This is her first time getting drunk, like really drunk.
Probably.
She's 19.
Oh, she is 19.
Yeah, she's 19.
Oh.
In a lightweight.
Yeah,
As
she's
she
a freshman in
mentioned.
college at UCSD.
Okay. Brandon does like this older women.
He
Sometimes
does.
they're really old, but you know, that's fine. I like to remind them of Danny every time we
I
get
know,
Danny
I
with an
forget about
I.
it.
Yeah.
Danny, the stepmom Danny. Jeez. Okay, let's talk about the other interlocking Brandon storyline, which was the Danny, Nucci, Anna engagement.
Mm-hmm.
I felt so bad when AJ told him about the engagement, and then
Yeah.
I just laughed at him being like, yeah, he told me, and like covering up and not like again like being vulnerable, like you know he didn't reveal like, oh my god.
It makes me sad though because there's one side where poor Danny's always by himself or has been by himself for the majority of Brandon's life, but now he has his home, little stable home, and it's fair that AJ would know first because that's what he comes home to.
Right.
And Brandon just has to accept that. Well, there's a lot of things Danny doesn't know because of the same reason.
Right.
It was just weird. It just AJ for the first time really seemed like Danny's son.
Mike.
I
know, it's okay.
Louise. Mike's son.
It's okay.
Everybody knows
we're
this
following, we're following you. I think that Mike is doing a great job of making Brandon and feel included though in
I
his and
think
Anna's
so.
little family unit.
Yeah.
Well, he gets to be the best man, so
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
that.
F you, AJ.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
And you guys get to go to a wedding together.
I know.
Again.
Another one.
Maybe, we don't know.
Okay, hold up. Do we know if there's gonna be a wedding this season?
She's like, maybe yes.
For all of those people
They'll-
listening in your car or at home, we received a little
There's a twinkle.
nose twitch, eye twinkle from a
It'll
certain
be close.
person.
Blink
It'll be
twice
close
if
to
you
that.
can
It'll
hear
be
me.
close to something like that.
Close. Oh, great.
So we have something to look forward to, which is amazing.
Yeah.
Maybe Gabe will build a gazebo.
A tree house.
A treehouse. They'll get married in the treehouse. It's all coming full circle. No, they'll get married in Callie's senior project. It's done. It's
That's
already
so
finished.
genius. Why
I
didn't
know,
I
thank
just
you.
think
That's
of
why I said
that?
Wow.
Yes.
just-
What if
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
Emma and
Courtney and Gabe
Jesus?
kissing.
I'd just.
Yeah,
Oh, God.
I'm still not over Courtney and Gabe's makeout.
Yeah.
Which, like,
Not
I'm
okay with
happy
it.
for Mike, happy for Anna, happy with all of that, but, like, everyone on Twitter is so anti whatever this is.
Well, yeah.
Do you think it's because they're just both lost? Like they're just lost
A little bit.
Yeah.
souls?
Using
guess-
each other a little
And
bit.
they just kind of walked in and she was in his
Well,
bed
and
like,
she is
oh.
beautiful, but it's just too bad that her character's so So it was so sloppy from the start. Like, she only brought in like a mess. There was nothing really pleasant about her, except for like, oh, you're cute, and like, your son's kind of cute.
kind of terror.
Yeah, kind of terror, exactly.
Meg, since you're on the show for the first time, I feel like we should let you know that we're really not Courtney people here.
No.
I've noticed.
Yeah.
I've noticed.
Yeah. I know you saw us making faces when we were watching.
I know, and you were like, nah, girl.
Yeah, I'd say that Jeff is sort of the president of this movement.
You think I'm the president?
Yeah, I do.
You hardly even said anything. It was all that, and you were just like, biting
But
your
the
tongue.
past
Well,
couple
you know,
weeks,
he nurtured it. He nurtured it.
I've learned in 2016-17 that if I have a disagreeable opinion, I keep my mouth shut. And I think everybody else needs to learn that too, to be completely honest. Let me put my chapstick on.
Oh my god, resolution. I love it.
I just have no like desire to like air my like opinions and like try to convert people.
You're just
especially
like
when I know
spent.
I'm right.
You're just spent.
Unless I'm on air.
You do it with your like energy in your faces. You're just like,
My energy.
you just like let it just like vibrate off of you, and everyone's like, okay,
Yes.
I feel it.
I'm glad you sensed that. Thank you. This is confirmation I needed.
Someone on Twitter, Christopher, said, Jeff, you need to be president. I think that would be maybe less scary than what's happening right now in this world, but still pretty scary.
I think I have enough experience compared to
I think you
Yes.
do.
I think so too.
45.
Yeah, you're stately.
And I mean, you're verified now, so
much. No, you're right. You're right.
you're up there, bro.
He made it.
Do we think that this is the first time that Hale Hortney and oh my god, I didn't mean
Hail Hortney.
I didn't mean to combine horror and Courtney.
Yeah.
But do we think this is the first time that Courtney and Gabe kissed?
We don't know that.
It seemed there like it was another stolen kiss. Maybe just one more. Like they
agree.
might have slipped once before. but
Earlier
I
in the episode.
Yeah, or you
Not
know,
before the episode though.
You mean just like in that day? I mean maybe because Courtney was probably feeling some type of way to see the two of you on stage, and then Gabe is sexy AF. So
real.
how do you not even like?
Okay, let me draw this
You
family
know?
tree for you.
Oh god.
Courtney and Gabe are together. Mason becomes Jesus and Mariana's stepbrother sisters. That's one more kid in the mix. And then Brandon is also their brother, and so he becomes Courtney's son.
Oh my god.
How does everybody feel about that?
And then they all
Why
in the
it
house
can't
together.
happen?
And then they're in that gazebo.
I think,
Yes.
yeah, maybe Gabe's just trying to sleep in his bed again. Is really all that is.
Right?
Yeah,
Gabe is
in a way,
exhausted.
it's like,
It's like,
hey.
if I seduce her, I can sleep in the bed.
That is actually,
That's
that
right.
is so relatable.
Yeah.
I appreciate
Poor
that
Mason,
opinion.
he's so confused.
For real,
Thanks
that
for
child.
the donut.
Yeah.
I know. Like, who's my dad?
Right.
Everybody. It's a
Yeah.
commune.
Legit.
I just think that there's so many characters and so many storylines on this show, and that's not a judgment. It's just it's a fact. And I think that this is a really good way to kind of close out the Gabe storyline. To be completely honest.
What?
Yes.
What?
That's where I
Wait,
think we're going with this.
And
Oh, for him to get with Courtney and leave, or
No, but the family to find out and to be like, this is inappropriate and this is just weird. He'll agree and he goes off to like Colorado and like builds houses there.
if Courtney is the reason that he leaves the show,
Okay, wait, are you mad that the character's leaving or are you mad that a person you think is hot is leaving the show?
both.
Second one. This is the second one.
Really difficult. He still needs to come in here, okay? I'm like,
Listen,
he can't be off the show until he comes in.
I have been working on booking him. He is right now confirmed for episode 8, I believe. But
What?
like, who knows what's gonna happen? Yeah, I know. So make sure you look
What's the date
like you
on
do
that?
today.
He probably has to go to
I'm gonna get a lot of sleep.
I'm confused. Never mind.
What? Say it.
Say it.
I'm confused /impressed by how toned his body is because he's not massive, but he's massively toned.
His quads, man. That's why I need him to
and
come in
he's
here.
tall.
It's
I
not.
don't.
It's
I,
not
honestly,
bulky.
I can't. I don't want to meet him. I just feel like I'll be hurt. I just feel like I'll meet him and I'll be like,
Why?
There's just
Everyone,
no chance, like,
everyone that
married,
we've talked to
you
said he's a
take-
great guy,
He's
I know, but
he's
it's
really
like,
sweet. He's
but he's married with children,
and he
right?
loves his wife. Yeah.
So well,
So do I.
like I
love
said,
my wife.
it'll hurt. It'll hurt.
A reason that I love this show is that when Jesus told Anna about the Gabe thing and like how he's in love, and you were like, "Ugh, grown," and then when Anna did not tell them about the engagement, I love the show because they had Jesus as a smart character say, oh my God, I wonder if I affected this somehow.
Right.
Whereas other shows drive me nuts because they think their characters have an IQ of 3. And the character will never realize until someone says, hey, Jesus, you stuck your nose in this and effed things up. And he says, oh, really, Dad? You know? And I was like, thank you so much for making them smart.
Yeah.
And also it trusts the audience.
True.
I think Anna just didn't say anything because she was like, oh, no, I don't want to like burst his little bubble, and then just had to run things by Gabe real quick. Like, oh, is this okay with you also? I'm sorry, I don't want you to be hurt.
Yeah. But I mean, I think that...
I'm pretty sure that's what the conversation was. There's no way that it was like, wait, do you think we have a chance?
Yeah, I don't think it was that either.
Gabe
So I heard
and
something and everything. Are you okay? Yeah, I'm okay.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they're mature characters, and they are open with each other.
And her hand wasn't hidden like it
Yeah.
was with the twins. So that's
Oh,
logical.
I didn't even spot that.
Yeah, like they hugged both hands. So like I'm sure they talked about it.
Yeah.
And Brandon is just, you know, being Brandon. So
Right.
Sneaking around.
yeah.
Yikes.
He was like such a creeper this episode.
Well,
He
yeah, he
He's
was.
a little Arya.
Yeah, he is.
What's an
Arya Stark.
Oh, right.
He's creeping. He's creeping all over that place.
Winter is here! Yeah.
Steffi loves Game of Thrones.
Oh my God, so much.
I've never seen it.
Girl, I'm sorry. I
I'm
don't know
kind
what
of
else-
intimidated to start just because it's so much.
It's
I'm
it's
going
worth
to
it.
start
It'll
though.
it'll consume your life,
I'm
but
going
it's
to
a
do it.
very beautiful
Beautiful.
story.
Oh, I know.
Or, like, show.
I've seen like little scenes.
There's-
It's so visually beautiful.
Dance,
It's
destruction, violence,
But-
incest.
I think she meant like the way it's shot.
It's the way it's shot, but
Yeah.
also, but the beauty within like the just that time and characters. Like it's what when you're a child and you love the medieval times, and then you get to see it be reality, not so like, you know.
Oh my God, I love it.
Whatever, I see beauty in it.
It's Steffi's world.
I
We're
do
just
too,
living
but I
in
haven't
it.
even
Yep.
seen it.
Thank you. She's so,
Y'all see-
you're so
I got
pathetic.
you. I got you.
Oh my God, do y'all see Schindler's List? So beautiful. So beautiful. Oh my God,
It's a beautiful
that
movie.
red blush. Oh, love it.
That red
That
one.
movie.
Oh god. Oh god.
Let's segue to a congratulations party for Emma and Jesus and their impending non-engagement.
Wow.
Right.
Okay, but I will say that wooden ring was like awesome.
Everything.
I
I
know
don't get
it
it.
was.
So
Won't it like scratch her? I don't get it.
Yeah, are you
No,
kidding
he
me?
was real
You
I
smoothed it
know.
down. How would
I
you?
need to zoom in. I need to close up on that.
He
No, it
smoothed it down. Gabe
was
taught him.
lovely.
Yeah.
Which
What-
like did
You didn't do it at
Did
sixth
Gabe-
grade camp?
Did Gabe know that he was helping him make like an engagement ring?
Probably.
Like he had to have.
Yeah. They're probably all for each other's
I love
loves.
their
Yeah.
I love their dude time
I
so
know, me
much.
I do too,
So-
but I'm like, Gabe, don't.
But it
don't
made me
like.
really sad because then I started thinking about the male influence and how this is like the example that he has, which is not a bad example because Gabe is like getting his life back together and there are a lot of things like working for him right now. But I feel like in his mind, his clouded mind, he's thinking like, oh, well, my mom and dad were together when they were younger, and he has this like whole thing in his head where
Yes.
I need this, I need this, I need this. This is going to be just like Gabe and Anna's love story, and it's going to have a happy ending, and I want them to have a happy
and
ending.
first
and
loves and stuff.
yeah, and it's just kind of like sad that Gabe has that much. Like, I wish Gabe would like, you know, the mamas need to like sit him down and like slowly start to like feed things that like, you know, would actually be like useful
Reality.
for Jesus. Yeah, like reality. I don't know. It just was really sad, and it reminded me of like how he didn't have that male influence for so long in his life, and now that he has, he's like playing catch up.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of sad.
I feel like Gabe is saying the right things. It's just that he doesn't have enough time to with Jesus to like reiterate things or to recap on things he's mentioned or said or just even pay attention to Jesus's behavior. So he doesn't get the chance. Like he's saying like how it is, you know?
Yeah.
Like the GD, like in prison. Remember? You know,
Yeah.
He's being real.
We all laughed about that.
It kind of makes sense though because Gabe is 16. No, he's not. Jesus is 16. Jesus is 16, and like this has been his entire life of high school and dating Emma and Haley and Bianca Santos. Remember her character's name was Lexi.
Lexi.
Got
Lexi.
it. You know, he's had these like 3 relationships. Went back to Emma and was like, this one feels the best, and I think that this is permanent. Well, like while he's still living home with his parents, and that just kind of like makes sense. Like when you like thinking of love in that way, at that age.
It was also probably like, well, it was really relatable for me, like trying to think back into, you know, like you're looking for a constant and his life is so crazy right now that if he has something that makes him feel good, it's like a drug. Like you just keep wanting it. So I think that in his mind, that's what he was thinking at least. I don't know. Like when you're young
And
like
he's,
that.
especially because they have like also when you're that age and you've already like shared intimacy that way, you really are that much closer to someone, you know?
And they have history too.
Yeah.
They've been through a lot.
But also, Emma's
true.
been more distant recently. So
She has them with reason. They're not even seniors yet, though, right? She's a junior. They're juniors?
16
juniors. Yeah.
So yeah,
Juniors.
Or
Well,
sophomores
I-
even. They might even be sophomores.
I think they've not
Jeez.
labeled it specifically to like just in case.
Yeah, I think so
probably.
too.
No, I think they said they were juniors because he said that a junior can't work on a senior
Thank
project.
you.
Oh,
You're
yeah.
exactly
Yeah,
right.
you're right.
I take it
Okay.
back.
Well, she's so
They have labeled
brilliant,
it.
though.
Okay,
I feel
there
like
we
her
go.
character's so brilliant in how, like, she's saying everything and explaining it to him because it's just, she gets how the reality of the world.
Yeah, I really appreciated how mature she is.
Yeah, and that exists. So I'm happy that they didn't make her just a dumb girl, like, oh my God, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And,
Last
you know,
episode when she went on, when she had her own monologue, was so
Yes,
beautiful.
it
Yeah.
was.
It's
Yeah, it
nice
really
that,
was.
like, I mean, like Emma, like Grace, the writers get to know characters and they're like, oh, we can, like, give them this.
Right.
Yeah.
It's so, like, nice to see that.
Yeah. It becomes custom, and, like, unique to them. I know.
Yeah.
It's cool.
Yeah.
And
cool to
also,
see.
I don't like gimmicks in shows, and I don't like recurring things that make me roll my eyes, and that's why I'm kind of impressed by the Grace's one new thing a day thing because it makes me happy. It doesn't
Yeah.
make me like roll my eyes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know. Because it's all improving, I think.
Yeah.
Just kind of like living.
Yeah, and that's a nice reminder
Uh huh.
Mm-hmm.
for everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It all has a meaning at the end of it. We'll say.
Oh, does it?
Oh,
Okay.
great.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
that
now
sounds
I'm
so
excited.
ominous. That's so ominous. Wow.
What's gonna happen? Are they gonna get married?
No.
I-
Get them back.
Interesting.
Maybe.
Interesting.
She's got like anxiety.
Oh no. Don't. No,
She's
don't
like,
worry.
I
It's all
just
good.
mean like this is what happens in life. There's like nothing in the show.
I mean, it seems like I'm not asking for confirmation, but that would be a good intro into like a breakup. Like I gotta do one thing that scares me every day, and this scares me, but I want to break up with you.
Right.
Oh, why would somebody do
I'm
that?
writing
though?
for the
That's
show
like
now,
not.
by the way.
Right.
He's on the payroll.
Nah.
I'm sending notes. Okay, should we talk about Kyle?
Yeah.
Kyle Jenner is back on the show. She's out of jail. I'm so happy that she wants to get her tattoos removed.
Agree.
That is just like such.
She learned how to use makeup.
Yes.
Yes.
This episode.
Yeah, still learning. I want to cap it off. What does the neck tat say?
Something ridiculous.
It said M13
Yeah,
actually.
like an M.
Did it really?
I think
Mission
so.
Impossible
What does that
3.
mean?
It was
No.
MI3.
I thought it said
Shut up.
M13, or maybe it just looked like that. But M13's a huge
Yeah.
gang, huge gang.
Yeah, I think that's what it was. Cause
Was it really?
He talked about gang tattoos.
Wait,
Yeah.
a real gang?
yeah,
That's,
like historical. You can Google it.
oh, you're from San Diego. Our resident San Diego expert.
Yeah.
Is that a San Diego game or gang or national?
No, there's an LA too.
Yeah.
It's in South Central.
Oh,
And
fantastic.
then in Logan and San Diego.
We should get some
They
on the
used
show.
to tag my
Oh.
apartment building.
They did?
Legit.
Oh
yeah.
shoot!
Wow.
Damn, girl, where'd you live at?
I lived in a really classy area of town when I first got here.
Wow. I'm glad you made it out alive.
I did.
I think it's cool that Steph is now using Kyle to like get to the child like sex ring / pornography
Yeah.
storyline we're having. I just don't know how useful it's gonna be.
I know she's kind of getting. She's almost annoying me about it too. Like, leave the kid alone. Like, get some more information, get some more evidence, and then maybe start having people do your work for you.
She's that's not doing her work for you.
Right.
Like it's like a helping
She's
hand,
not-
but
I
she's
know,
so
but
motivated.
She is.
It's about justice. I think that's her thing.
I just feel like she's a
Yeah.
little bit of an amateur detective right now, and just needs to.
Well, I know she wouldn't want Callie doing that stuff.
I know.
You know what I mean? So why put another
And he just got out. He
kid
just
in
got
that
out
position?
too, and she can't promise. Like he said, she can't promise him anything.
It's gonna be
Yeah.
so dramatic. I know it's gonna end bad, and I just
We talked so much about Steph's drinking. Our co-host Steph. No, our the Steph's drinking last episode, and I just didn't know if they were gonna bring it back this app.
They did.
I don't think that they will.
It just came up like 3 times in the episode, which is like one more time than I usually expect. So I thought like, oh, are they going somewhere with this?
I'm sure they will, but it's. We just couldn't. We didn't need to have the conversation this
Yeah.
episode.
Right.
Yeah,
You know?
and yet, how many relationships go on for 12 years and they talk about you drink too much every night?
Right.
Clearly, that's
Right.
not me. I'm 4, but but yeah, I just didn't know.
Well, that's interesting though.
Yeah. So, so Callie visited Kyle in between Aaron discussions and their meetings and the rallies, and it kind of ended at the end of the episode where the plan is to get arrested to create change, which is an issue.
Also, slow clap for Elliot or for Aaron in this episode because it's just I love how like he's such a.
He provided a much needed opposite perspective, which I think is important when you're discussing politics and things like this.
Especially from a young liberal character.
Right, but that's what I'm saying. He's just so brave and like really stood his ground. Like he was such a like man about it, and like I love that because he wasn't afraid to even have that discussion in front of that guy and was like, actually I'm sorry, I don't agree with all of this. Right. Like to just stand there and say that so eloquently, and I'm like, oh, like how do you even argue that? Which he's right. That's why sometimes resistance you can practice it in different ways, or expressing yourself for freedom of speech in different ways.
He's smart and intelligent.
He's brilliant. I love it.
That conversation, them too. In the
right.
living room,
Also
Jeff,
very good.
What did you think?
I like that they showed both sides too, and from two likable characters.
Yeah.
So watching it was hard to be like, which side of them am I on?
Right, and I don't think there is one because in my opinion, I was like, they're both right to me. You know what I mean? Like those are two valid opinions and ways to go about things. I don't think either one is wrong or right.
I just feel like Woke Bay's plan is not going to be it's not going to end well.
Right.
No, at least not for Callie.
Hashtag Woke Bay.
Yeah.
It's a great thing for people who want to do it that way, but I think it's not a smart choice for Callie to go about it that way. Like Callie getting arrested is not a smart
Jimena too.
thing.
I mean, that's a huge issue in itself, and she's like standing her ground.
And that's why I'm glad that Jimena brought up the point that we are paying this person. You know, we're giving this person money to come and speak about these things. It's just hard because we don't exactly know what the person's speaking on.
Right.
So, like, is it like a Tommy Lauren, like Jillian said?
I know. I was like, are they making out this? Because, like, they had, like, a lot of, like, very real comparisons. So we thought that, like, the main person was, like, Ann Coulter or Tommy Lauren. And then the video game guy, PewDiePie, who's, like, a very, like, famous controversial video gaming YouTuber. So like they're bringing in stuff that's happening right now. So I couldn't help but think like, oh crap, like is this, or Milo Yiannopoulos because he like was going to speak at the college. So like I don't know, they're bringing in real things that are happening right now, and it just adds a layer on top of it with Jimena and her issue.
So it's just hard for me to say like who's right and wrong because we don't know if it is actually hate speech. I really loved Jimena's point though that let's make it a discussion. So like if you do bring a person like that on, like put them on stage with somebody who's going to challenge them
completely instead of just having this person speak on their own.
Exactly.
Right. Yeah, I agree.
Which isn't that the same thing though that Elliot was basically saying as well? They were just coming at it in two different ways.
Well, yeah, I guess so. But I think his point was just that there's nothing they can do about it at this point. So just let her speak. But they're saying, no, we can do something about it. We're going to resist and we're not going to let her speak unless she's speaking with someone else. And then they make a debate out of it. But I don't know. I mean, that's like a tough situation, especially when you're so young and passionate about.
Like who's going to bail Callie out?
Yeah.
Right.
The one,
yeah, no, but it doesn't work that way because we don't know if she can be bailed out.
Right.
Because of her record, so she has to think about that.
Yeah,
and because all the recent like trials and stuff like that, has everything completely been dropped? Like I feel like her getting arrested right now would put her right back into, I don't know.
It would.
It's been dropped.
I think everything's been dropped.
Yeah, but she's going in there with a previous record.
Exactly. So
nothing open.
So nothing matters because they're going to judge her character based on whatever she had before.
Yeah.
You know, because she likes Elliot's character Aaron so much, and because she respects him, it was really interesting to hear their discourse when they were back at the Foster's house because they were disagreeing, but they were also listening to each other. Yeah. And Callie doesn't actually have that many friends that we see that she's able to have these like intellectual conversations with.
That's right.
I thought that was nice.
And she usually walks away a little sooner than she did. So she stuck around for a bit of that conversation. Yeah.
And I love that he made sure at that one point when like it seemed like it was going to be a fight to be like, hey, I'm on your like I loved that. I thought that was such a cute little thing to do.
He's like a brilliant communicator.
I love him.
Yeah, we love her.
I do.
He's so great.
Yeah, you know, he made such a massive point too. It was a small line about how him not revealing that he's trans is not deception, and there's a difference because it's not deception. It's just simply something that is private,
right? Well,
and it does not affect anybody else.
I also like that he says that because sometimes you may think like, oh, does that make me dishonest? But what he said, he's like, I don't have to reveal my medical this is all something that's like internal, like something that's real. It's not just this thing I chose to do because.
It's simply something that is private, and we all have private things, and it doesn't mean he's lying to anybody.
Right.
And it doesn't mean that it's like a quote unquote secret that can be revealed. Like, so yeah, I thought that was like a nice like touch that they had.
Me too.
Cool. We mentioned Jude. Let's talk about the gaming.
Yeah, I feel like this is gonna lead to a genre. I mean, not genre.
Hey,
Joa.
Joa.
Oh man.
Whoa,
Throwback.
that's been a long time.
Tuesday, guys. A Joa breakup, which
Possibly.
But remember, he's allowed the breakups. And I don't think they'll break up, but I think they'll take some space or something happens. But that helps with growth.
I loved the line that that was said about lying when Jude was like, what does it matter what we do when we're apart?
It doesn't
does matter.
Yeah.
Like,
Especially if
Kind
you lie
of.
about it.
yeah.
Kind of.
Really?
I mean, like, if he's
but
playing
the
video
lying
games,
part-
did he lie about the video games?
Well, he just wasn't
Yeah.
supposed to. They made a deal, so don't lie to me about it.
Yeah, well,
You know-
that, yes.
I know it was a really long time ago that we saw Jude.
Oh my
so,
God, it was
yeah,
so
it was
many
a couple
years.
episodes.
No, I just think, like, if he says he's not going to do it, like, yeah, don't lie about it. But if after the deal's over, if he spends all day playing video games, I don't recommend it. But
Right.
I don't think Noah should be mad.
But that wasn't the point. It was because Taylor had said, "Oh, I saw that your score went up last week during the week that he wasn't supposed to be playing."
Oh.
So it was just specifically, he doesn't care if he's doing video games now. Obviously, he joined them, but he said that we spoke to each other, we made a deal. It's a very minimal line of trust that
Yeah.
you just didn't abide to.
Yeah.
You know,
I'm
you're-
just so happy to see Taylor back. I love that character.
I was afraid about the whole cyberbullying thing. I was like impressed by Jude's character.
That
just
was,
kind
like,
of like
quick.
collapsing it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
sure.
This
Like-
is just another massive issue that the show's tackling.
I know. Because they
Like-
tackle everything.
Was the child sex ring not big enough?
Yeah.
Was like the illegal immigration not big enough? This is a lot this season.
It's just,
true.
it's so sad though, but it's also something that's happening so simultaneously for people. For instance, in the foster, like that, in the foster world, like Callie and Jude's rule, that is so normal. Either you're gonna have this person who's in that sex thing, or this person who's being cyberbullied. Like that's all happening all the time in front of us, with the exception of those who are a bit more privileged and don't have to see that or deal with it.
Yeah.
Right.
So I think that people forget that this is sometimes a constant. It doesn't. Sometimes it's like, oh my God, we're watching too much and so much bad is happening, but so much bad is always happening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's very,
It's
very true.
reality for sure.
Yeah, and like when I tend to look at child porn, I usually do it while I'm gaming as well. So these things are all interconnected.
Exactly.
I just can't not bully somebody while I'm doing that.
Right. It doesn't feel it right.
So I really connect to the storyline quite a bit, to be honest. And I know somebody who does not cyberbully is Scariana. Hello, new nickname.
I do not like that derby name though. I'm like, come on, you can come up.
What was the last name? And it's Foscore.
Yeah.
Yeah, Adam's Foscore.
I thought that these names are supposed to be given to you, so maybe
Yeah.
she hasn't learned that yet.
Yeah. She was already ironing it on the shirt.
Right? I'm like, girl, you even made it on the team yet. Calm down.
She's so excited at Friends though.
I know.
Yeah, but you know what?
That
She-
was a moment.
roots.
Can I mention that's so nice? So even though that this is why there's like a fine line and balance between bringing people together, but she did make a point that it was really nice for her to be around like other Latinas. You
Yeah.
know? And it's not because they're like tough and badass, even though she said that, but it is just a matter of understanding each other. Maybe the way that you may say something or your point of view, but it's just because of the way that you're more or less brought up.
Connecting with your roots.
Of
for
course,
sure.
yeah.
She can't.
So that
'cause
was really
she's fostered,
cool,
yeah.
and I think that's exactly, and I think that's what's super important. That it's a very healthy environment of oh my God, what did you just say? Something
Connecting with your
connecting
Yeah,
with your roots.
like a
thank you.
like-minded community. It's so
Right.
important. and I'm happy that with the Callie storyline where she told Jimena and came to the house that Mariana and Kelly worked it out. And hugged
So
this
sisterly.
year. Yes.
I love it.
You're allowed to hate somebody and love someone if you're in the family.
Right, of course.
And like, thank you for not dragging that out across 3 episodes.
Exactly, that it was just done and over with. I just needed that for now.
I know. And this is such a small thing, and it's not ruining the show for me by any means, but coming from it, I don't have a derby background, but coming from, like, I know people who play derby, the fact that nobody is yet, they've, like, labeled nobody as being queer yet,
Oh,
playing
right.
derby, is,
They-
like,
in
just
the-
mind-blowing to me.
In the party, they are hitting on Mariana.
Were they?
Yeah, they're
They
like,
were?
hey, new little derby girl,
I
little
think they were
drama.
just saying hi.
No.
I don't know.
Yeah, I thought
Well,
they were
then
just
y'all weren't
giving
paying
her,
attention. They were hollering at her for sure. I
It's-
think that's insisted, but they don't want to make a generalization that all the derby girls are.
Well, I want to make that generalization.
I know derby girls, but I don't. They're not gay actually. They're not queer.
My friend's on a team, and there's 2 that are like not queer.
Oh, and then the rest are.
It's just a big percentage. It's a big percentage.
My derby girl from San Diego too, so it was while I was there that I worked with, and we have the same birthday. Elena, what's up?
Yeah.
She's
Those girls are badass. They're tattooed. They can drink you under a bar.
She took me out my 21st.
Oh,
I don't remember.
I don't remember.
She told you she did.
You end up throwing up like Grace.
Oh yeah, I was like,
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
I just
yeah.
turned 21 and I did not throw up.
Oh, good job, girl.
"Hey."
I think you're
Congrats.
supposed to, though, so...
So you
Try it
really
again.
didn't
Okay, I
do a
got
good
that
job
over
at
with.
your birthday, but
I done it.
How did you
Done.
celebrate?
What did I do? I just put like we had like an apartment party and then just like class just went to a bar afterwards.
That's lovely.
So fun.
Yeah, and then
Yeah.
and they let us stay after they closed and it was fun. Yeah,
Oh, love it, love it, love
it
it.
was cool.
Why don't
Got
bars
a
let
free
me do
beer.
that more often? God.
Just be like, I've turned 21 today. Come on.
Oh my
Well,
god, you could
shit.
totally do that.
Oh. Okay, let's talk about the preview for next week.
Please.
So we saw Elliot and Callie kissing on a rock. It was like a little mermaid moment. Maybe they shot it there also. And we saw Jude and Noah talking, and it was not looking pretty. And we saw other things that I didn't care to write down.
Okay.
It's a very loving, which about like relationships on this family drama. Who knew?
Yeah.
Does anybody have anything specific they're looking forward to?
I am 100% looking forward to Callie and Aaron because this is the most growth she's had in any of her relationships that's allowing her to, and that she is really, he's respectfully showing her how to have patience and how to stick to one thing and just kind of figure it out. And I'm excited to see them get just a little bit more intimate and to see her confidence grow because she just admires him so much for the way he is. So it's really nice to see that influence there.
I agree completely.
Everything you said.
What about you, Jillian?
I really want to know more about the whole Anna and Mike conversation. Not Anna, Mike. Anna and Gabe conversation.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because like I'm kind of curious. I mean, Jesus and Mariana seemed like they were okay with it regardless, but you know, obviously Brandon saw what he saw, and I feel like when you keep secrets, it only leads to bad things. So what did they talk about? Is Mike going to be okay with the conversation?
It could be a really nice opportunity for Gabe to step into a more fatherly role and be like, hey, Jesus, I told you this thing about Anna, and this is where I was coming from,
Right.
and this is why you telling her really didn't feel good, and here's how I actually feel.
I am all about the teaching moments, so I will second that. And then just excited to see Callie and Aaron on their date, and I hope that they have fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A little more than usual.
Jeffrey,
Fun.
what do you think?
I have no concrete predictions at the moment. I'm hoping that we see maybe another open mic night back at Priscilla's Coffee. Oh my god, that's where they shot
Shout
that
out.
scene, and yes,
I
it's on
know.
Riverside in Burbank, baby. I spotted
Go
it.
check it out. There's no stage there, sorry.
There's
but.
not a stage anywhere in there.
They have really delicious coffee though.
And
And
bagels.
it's good.
It's
and
a
breakfast
and
burritos.
It's a good place to work. If you do, or if you're in LA and you want to go, you need to speak very loudly about a script, about a pilot. You need to fake a conversation with their agent. It's just, it's a very to be seen place.
I'm always
Proof.
running into like actor friends there. Every single time I
Yes.
go there, I'm like, oh.
You're like, where are you coming back from? An audition? Yes.
Yeah.
All of them, actually.
Yeah.
I just did
I'm
them
sitting
all.
down to read a script. Bye. I know. It's so cute though. It smells really good in there.
Oh, are you? So they finished shooting this season, right? This 5A. Wait, 6? What are we on? 5.
We're on 5A.
5A. They finished 5A. Do we know about if you're in 5B yet or not?
Yeah, I think so.
Fantastic. Anything outside of the Fosters you're looking forward to that we can talk about and plug or no?
Like other work I'm doing.
Yeah, anything we can like look out for?
Well, I'm releasing some music
Oh, amazing.
later on in the year,
That's
which would be kind of
exciting.
fun. Yeah, I think just a couple of songs.
Awesome.
Probably an EP next year, but
you
I'm in
have-
the studio right now just recording.
What's your genre?
It's like kind of R&B with like a bohemian
Nice.
To it.
Will you
I
have
like
a
that.
band name like Grace and Brandon have?
Grandin Canyon?
Grandin Canyon.
No, it's just Meg DeLacy.
That's so exciting though.
Thank you.
Yeah, are you doing that now or like this fall?
I mean, I've been in the studio just recording it right now, just
awesome.
kind of getting content and stuff.
Cool,
Yeah, and
congratulations.
writing. Yeah,
That's so
thank you.
fun.
Thank
Yeah,
you so
thank you
much.
for joining us today. This was
Yes,
so much fun.
thank you for having me. This
Yes.
has been so fun.
Good, I'm so happy. And if people want to find you, you said you are on Twitter at Meg DeLacy. Is that the
Yes.
best place to send them?
Yes,
Fantastic.
DeLacy Instagram.
Steph, kick us off.
Okay.
Where can good people find you?
You can find me on Twitter at Stephanie Giorgi, on Instagram at the Stephanie Giorgi.
You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Jillian Leff.
Y'all can find me on Instagram and Twitter at the Hotshot Dude.
And I'm on Twitter at JeffMastersBlunt. I also host our interview series LGBTQ&A. Today we released an episode with Our Lady J, who's a transparent writer, and she's very, very, very insightful and funny. So check that out. We'll see you next week. Goodbye.
Bye.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.